Just 1 week after the Splatoon Raiders release date trailer, the Squid Research Lab dropped a set of 4 images of new explorable areas, and it's changed a lot of my perspective on this game. I didn't think I could make a whole video about this, then I started to look closer, and, well, here's what stands out to me. Let's start with the volcano. Obviously, seeing an area like this for the first time in Splatoon is amazing. Zooming in, these look a lot like burstable stage balloons, and there's of course multiple spots of spiralite clusters to drill. But to the left, there are symbols drawn on the ground. At first, I assumed it was some kind of code. Splatoon has hidden plenty in text fonts before. But then, the first thing I thought of as a Zelda fan was, hey, that actually looks a lot like Colgera. Circular sections make a body, and one end a head with pinchers. Even the purple marks are like feet. This could be our first look at a kind of boss we fight here. Now obviously, I'm not saying they'll copy and paste Colgera, a boss from a completely different franchise made of ice, into an active volcano. But I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to make another enemy with a sort of centipede appearance. There are a lot more than you think. Let's not forget Colgera is a direct recreation of Molgera, a boss from Wind Waker, and then Twin Mold in Majora's Mask. There's this boss in Mario Odyssey, Emperor Pinchipede from Pikmin, the original centipede. I think you get the point. Now I want to draw your attention to these 2 images. 2 separate sources of the main bodies surrounding the area they're in, water and lava. Sure, they could just be another strange thing in the setting to add to the background atmosphere. Splatoon includes odd, unexplained objects all the time, whether floating aimlessly in the voids of Octo Valley or sitting on top of buildings. But it's possible these could be important story points. Maybe the salmonids are blocking the flow, and you'll need to take them out to restore the given area. That general kind of exploration has been used by Nintendo so many times, I don't think I have to tell you why it's a likely possibility. But I don't think it's a bad thing. It definitely works. I wanted to save this image for last. This item looks a little unusual, but I believe it makes sense to be an ink refill. It's the same color as the mechanic's ink tank, and it's clearly some kind of liquid. Otherwise, it could be a repair item for the Bot Buddy vehicle, or an hourglass. It has that shape, though I have no idea what that would be used for in gameplay. But to be honest, that doesn't matter to me nearly as much as the platform that the Bot Buddy is currently on. In a place like this, with the objective ahead so clearly laid out, I'm trained to imagine that this is the other side of a hero mode kettle. Instead, it looks a lot more like a repair station or a checkpoint of sorts. After all, you're exploring from island to island with a boat. We're not dealing with Octarians. No kettles could imply that this will be more of an open world experience. You might know as well as I do how common of a trend this has been too. Ever since the massive success of Breath of the Wild, Nintendo has been trying to replicate that spark. Tears of the Kingdom, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they made Mario Kart into an open world game. But most notably, again, I think of Wind Waker, an ocean map where you travel from island to island with a boat. A boat that also has a claw mechanism, used to look for treasure. The only problem with that is the lack of any footage with Deep Cut's boat ever acting as, well, a boat. Every time you see it, it's stationary, so much so that in my original script for the last video, I called it a dock on land before realizing that that was an error. Maybe it only moves in cutscenes and they thought that was too much to show. But even with the current Splatoon games, we've seen a drastic increase in the amount of freedom. You used to be required to beat every level in order to move on. But things are different now. First with the branching paths of Octo Expansion's Deep Sea Metro, then Alterna, which you can reach the end in without cheats in my own experience by only beating about 6 normal levels. And that's out of 65 kettles. Still, it's unclear how far they're willing to take Splatoon's first spin-off title. Regardless, they're experimenting, if Side Order didn't prove that enough. No matter what it is, I know I'm going to enjoy playing it live here on YouTube on release day, July 23rd. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see how it goes.